It's live, it's drawn to fantasy. I'm your host, Tony D, waiting patiently for Ange D, so we can be drawn to fantasy. Hello, Brendan Powers, how are you? Powers, I've made you plural. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm very excited. It's good to be back. You're seeing the phone is facing down. Today is going to be episode 33 and draw by request. Super excited to be here. Angela is over at the vet picking up our dog Mimi. Mimi had to have some tests run. She's okay. She's fine. But of course, they needed her to pick her up immediately. So I'm going to switch the music because I'm a one-man band right now. And I'll be right back. Give me just a second. I'm back. Hey, before we forget, I'm going to unscrew the phone from the tripod here because I want you guys to see that here is the finished painting. I finished it actually because I needed to get it done, and I couldn't wait. In fact, after I get done drawing for you guys today, I'll be taking this off the board and scanning it so I can send it to the publisher. So there it is, all done. There will be an item placed in the middle of this, which is why it looks so strange right now, but it will all make sense. Hopefully, when the world kind of gets back to the way it once was in the fall. Fingers crossed. There's my fingers crossed that you guys will get to see this in a bookstore. All right, so today, before I get started on my next project, which I will definitely be doing tomorrow, Ange and I thought it would be good to just instead do something kind of fun, and we haven't done draw by request in a while because we've been so busy with painting fairies and dragons. So tough to be a working illustrator these days. Anyway, so I thought I would do some drawing live by request. You guys request it. I will do my best to draw it. Steve Jankowitz, it is not a slipcase, but the slipcase is what I'll be starting tomorrow for a two book box set that will be coming out with both Kenny and the Dragon. So I've got my directions from the editor, what he'd like. I've already started gathering research and inspiration, so we'll start tomorrow fresh. But in the meantime, we'll do some requests. So Joanne Lone says, how about Sir Didymus from Labyrinth? That's a great one. I will try my best. We are big Labyrinth fans here in the DiTerlizzi household, as you may or may not know. If you're on the hello Molly Porridge, how are you? If you're on the fans of fantasy group here on Facebook, you'll see also the Labyrinth matte paintings that I was talking about a few episodes back, and the hidden David Bowies. I was going through and kind of now look at this. I'm trying to remember how Didymus was kind of like a weird, like a little dog almost. And he talked like this, fair maiden. I remember he had these kind of, I'm doing this completely with no reference, so Soph may have corrections on how Sir Didymus is drawn. But I do remember him being kind of like this with a little kind of a dog nose. Let's see, I can erase his. I feel like he had some kind of hat, probably with a plume, I'm guessing. Hello, you made it.
I'm here.
See if you can guess who my first drawn by request is.
Well,
He's very loyal.
He kind of looks like he's from the Robin Hood, the animated Robin Hood.
Oh, he does kind of, but he does.
Sir Didymus.
Yes, I was going to say he does look like that. Anyway, he does look like the animated Robin Hood.
Yes. Hello, guys.
Angela in the house. How's our dear Mimi?
What? Mimi is so good. I'm so happy. Mimi had some little. She came back from the vet, and they just did her senior wellness check, and then she came back with some elevated levels of kidney stuff, but they did a little ultrasound, and she is perfect.
Yay! I'm so glad to hear that.
Hi, guys. Okay.
I am literally making this up at this point because I don't remember how Sir Didymus is.
And I was not here to bust out the reference.
That's okay though. I'm actually kind of curious to see what I will draw on my own without. And it actually brings up an interesting thing, Ange, which is the power and the danger of reference and inspiration, right? Because if you have the thing in front of you, it's going to be a dead ringer. Yeah, and right now I'm forced to kind of invent and kind of cull upon my own memories and imagination of what I recall Sir Didymus looking like, and that's a great way to come up with your own interpretation of a thing, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So I feel like he's got like a.
All right, so I'm slightly delirious today because I did not sleep well. And for those of you who saw on the Drawn to Fantasy fan page, I posted just a little inspirational quote for you guys.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. How about that?
I missed that.
You missed it?
Well, I was probably getting, you saw I was busy, and then I didn't. It was as soon as the thing was done, I tore down the easel and everything and returned the desk back to what it once was, and I'm like, I got to shower. I'm sweaty and dirty and haven't brushed my teeth. It was one of those kinds of mornings, as you know, Ange. Aww. Well, I was up early to take Mimi to the vet, and that was, obviously that's the most important thing, yes. Making sure members of the family are okay. But I think that said, I was down here by 9:30, I was down here drawing and painting.
We were going to town.
Yeah, I just wanted to get it wrapped up, get it done. All right, I don't remember exactly how. He's more jolly now. I made him a little happier.
So my quote I had posted was from Matisse, the artist Matisse, and it said, creativity takes courage.
Oh, I did see that. I didn't know you posted that.
I did post that.
Yes.
And I was just,
based on yesterday's conversation, huh?
Yes, I was reflecting on our conversation from yesterday.
Would you like to sit?
Oh, thanks,
You can sit if you'd like.
That's all right.
No sitting?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I'm sorry, I was pulling up everybody's comments, too. So, he has an eye patch.
He has an eye patch.
Thanks for that reminder, Eric Burkert.
Eric Burkert, it's like, yeah, real nice, T-Dog, but guess what you're missing? Eye patch. And he's probably like, other eye.
So I was up last night. I think I was just a little anxious about Mimi going to the vet today.
Sure you were.
So I was tossing and turning, but then I woke up at about 2 a.m, and I started reflecting on our conversation yesterday, and specifically our conversation we were having around becoming, I guess, a successful artist was kind of the conversation we were having.
Well, was it David Howe had kind of said, I'm having a midlife crisis, and should I go for it, kind of thing? What should I do, kind of? You know what I mean? And we kind of, I don't know if David Howe's on today, but I felt like, David, I hope we didn't come off too hard on you, but I think I get that question a lot, David. So you were in some ways kind of the representative of that question that we get very often, right, Ange?
Yeah, well, yes, correct. And the other thing that I was thinking of, there's two different paths in that conversation, which is one is how do you become an artist? Well, you make art.
Yeah.
Right? You commit time to drawing, whether it is for your career, for a hobby, for just a passion that you want to explore, whether you're doodling, painting, making music, poet, whatever it is, it's because you have a desire to do it, and not always to share it, but sometimes just to create.
Okay, yeah.
So I was thinking about that, and again, I was thinking about David Howe and how I didn't want to make it seem like I was coming down hard on you, David. I was thinking about that too. Because how to be an artist and how to be a commercially successful artist are two different things.
Yeah. So I think it really is like, what is it you want to do?
David Howe is here.
Good.
So how do you become an artist? Well, you guys are all doing that already. You're already artists.
You're drawing.
You're creating, and then you're taking the next step of sharing your work, and you're exploring and sharing your vision of the world through the work you create. So, but being a commercially successful artist, I think, is a different ball of wax, right? So that's the thing I was thinking about last night. I was thinking about all of you guys, and just I didn't want to dissuade anyone in kind of the pressure or that I was kind of conveying about how to get your work out there. So, hey,
you can tell I just came off of painting because I'm very loose. It's very strokey, and there you go. One. I hopefully today's the 27th.
Oh, we're back.
We're back.
I think we popped off for a second.
Yeah, it was reconnecting. Yeah, no, this will be the junk pot today, Ange. I'll just keep on sketching and drawing, and we'll see how crazy it gets before the hour is up. So,
question. From Steve Jankowitz, do you have a favorite of the early Earl Otis D&D pictures?
Oh, wow. Jankowitz is like digging down deep, Ange. Where did I put my paper? There was like a...
What was it? Am I sitting on it? What kind of paper?
Just a stack of white paper.
Underneath Sir Didymus.
Yeah. I thought I had more, but yes, okay. Oh, it's under here. No? All right.
How about a chili down?
I'm ready to chili down.
A chili down?
Do I have a favorite Earl Otis drawing? Boy, that's a very strangely specific request. And if you don't know who Earl Otis is, he's one of the original illustrators for Dungeons and Dragons. You know, the most iconic is the Dungeons and Dragons box that he did. His stuff was always weird and spacey and eerie and things like that. So maybe I can just kind of come up with a weird
question.
Earl Otis like monster. We'll call this the Otis. Okay.
Did you review that you finished the painting up and all that good stuff?
I did. I started the show with that.
Okay.
I showed them the painting.
Was tardy to the party,
and he's like, "Where's the painting?
Where's the painting? You finished the painting.
The painting is finished, Dave Peterson, and I'll show it again.
I missed the beginning too. Don't worry.
I'll show it before we. This looks like one of the aliens in The Simpsons. But this is always when I think of Earl Otis, I think of things like this. So we'll add some more eyeballs to it. I feel like Earl Otis really did that kind of weird tales. We'll design a new Dungeons and Dragons monster right here. Inspired by the unbelievably talented Earl Otis. He also.
How come this is weird? I don't know if this is happening for you guys. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's funny. It popped up. It like went backwards and started playing Sir Didymus.
Maybe it's yeah. Or So's not online, is she? Is she?
Text her.
So it's kind of like a weird Roper eyeball thing, but we'll call it the Otis, after the famous original Dungeons and Dragon artist and illustrator Earl Otis. Earl did do the iconic boxed set of Dungeons and Dragons that came out in the 80s with the purple and the bright green dragon. And so I always think of him for that, but he did do so many illustrations. And actually Earl's on Facebook. If you are, I don't know how he is with accepting friend requests from people he doesn't know, but I personally, I don't know if you knew this, Ange, I'm actually a member of the Earl Otis fan club on Facebook. So there is.
Of course you are, honey.
So there's that. So you can always look that up. And they post a lot of Earl Otis art. But he was just a terrific, really added that where a lot of the other artists in those early versions of Dungeons and Dragons were creating, they were very traditional kind of fantasy imagery of elves and fairies and goblins and things like that. I feel like Earl brought that weird, as I said, that kind of pulpy, weird tales vibe to the game that really, if you think about it, helps kind of make it's its own little weird world. I'm also a huge fan, as many probably know, of David Trampier, who was also another one of those original illustrators for the game. Seeing some hearts pop up for that one. Yeah, David was, he had almost a kind of a woodcut, very heavy ink line graphic style. And I spent many hours copying his drawings and Earl Otis's from back in the day. So a very talented artist. So here's our... So maybe it has like these eyes, or it lays them out, Ange, and it spies on, if it was in a cave or a cavern, it uses these eyes to kind of lure people to it.
It's called the Otis.
The Otis. Someone's going to...
Generally a cool dude.
He's... Yeah. We've talked about...
You were jamming today, T.
Oh, really? You like it?
Well, I think it's just you're flying. Like, you can tell you're super loose and you're just...
I think the painting and
going
stuff.
to town.
And I'm also, I'm in a good mood, and...
the weight of having that painting done.
Yeah.
Off the shoulders.
There's a point when you start a painting, especially one that big, where you're like, I've got this. You psych yourself up, I've got this, and you just go. And then you're about halfway into it, and you're like, this thing is never going to get done. Mind you, this all goes in the course of a week? But it just, it's that thing of like, I want it to be good. You want in that, and I'm really going to feel it coming up in this box set sleeve where we're going to have a lot of characters. But you want all the characters to be right. You want them to look good. You want them to be great, terrific renditions of them. So it'll be interesting when because the publisher would like for the sleeve to the box set is a group shot.
The Otis looks like he has some anxiety, and I'm digging it.
He does. Maybe he's not like a vicious, horrible monster after all. Maybe he's just like, can someone please?
Well, he's also kind of like, put your hands up.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he's like an oracle. Maybe he's not a... your instinct is to fight him and to want to slay him, but actually the thing is, if you feed him or something, he'll tell you a secret.
The funny thing about that theory is I often try that theory when we're playing D&D. I'm like, why do we have to go through and just kill everything? Like, maybe these things want to talk to us. Yeah, that happened to us last time, and it turned out to be a Medusa, and she froze like 3 people in our party. So
yeah, that's right. But what about the big ogre? You guys never fought that. You are the one who befriended the big ogre in the Caves of Chaos.
That's true.
And he was just like a mercenary. He was just, it didn't matter. Whoever was paying him the most, that's who he was loyal to.
That's right. He did help us out.
He helped you out. And granted, you guys were just running around killing everything.
Well, I mean... It was stuff that, was pretty dangerous.
The stuff it was stuff that needed killing.
Those goblins were not wanting to hang out and talk to us. We did find that lizard man, though. He was awesome.
Dat, right? Yeah, he joined your party for a while.
Yep.
Actually, I think he's still with you guys.
Yes, Joanne Lone. It's very Sigmund and the Sea Monsters.
It is. There's definitely some Sigmund. But, if it isn't kind of, gives you some kind of 70s vibes, then it's not a classic Dungeons and Dragons monster,
He's
right?
like, where's my contact lens? Andy Robinson said.
Can someone put it back in my eye? All I have are eyes, and there's something in my eye. There's like a hair in my... I've got a hair in my eye. Someone, please.
Please tell us about your... Uh-oh, hold on. This is the vet. So let me grab this. I want to make sure everything's okay.
Okay. Anyway, we're just about done with this guy. Hope you guys like how he's looking. Just finish. We've switched classical music today. I don't know if you noticed, for some sounds like light jazz. Okay, so this is... I gotta do it in cool font.
Thanks so much. No problem.
Everything okay?
That was the vet calling. And the vet said, oh my gosh, I feel terrible. We forgot to return your leash back to you. And I said,
God.
well, that's okay, because you remembered the other half of the order, which was our dog. So
Yeah, that's
all
good.
right.
The Otis! There we go. Another one down. 427. 20. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Another drawn by request. Masterpiece, Ange. The Otis.
Nice. Who's getting the Otis, man?
I don't know, man.
Dang,
That's a good
cha-ching.
one. All right, Sir Didymus and the Otis out the door. What do we got next? I'm going to keep them coming.
Okay,
I'm in a
guys,
good mood.
keep it going. What are your requests today? I'm hopping in to see what you are interested in seeing.
I'm
Tony
slurping my tea. I'm going to
draw.
sharpen pencils while you get the...
This is Anxiety Otis, yes.
Yes, there's something in my eye. Please just pick it out. Oh.
Mm.
If you pick the hair out of my eye, I will give you a magic ring.
Eric Burkert said something spidery.
Ooh.
It's the 28th, Tony, just so you know.
Oh, God, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yes, come on. You
Groundhog
know what's
Day?
coming up.
Oh, I know what's coming up. It is the 28th.
Ooh, redraw one of Sos.
Love that.
That's amazing.
Love that. Love when people do that.
Alfonso, I love it. Hey, you know what?
Redraw Alfonso.
I know we were talking for a second about, you guys mentioned wanting an assignment today.
Oh.
How about an assignment? Everybody has an assignment right now. If you're drawing
hold on,
and
I
you
got-
would like to draw along, Tony is going to show one of Sophia's drawings, and you can use that as your inspiration. And
Now, hold on. If
Okay.
we're going to do
Oh,
it, I want to go back.
what?
We have a box because we're those people of Sophia's artwork, yes.
dang.
I'm going to find, I want to go back in time, Ange. I want to find just the right thing. Bear with me. Oh,
That was good.
look at that.
So good.
That's the stuff that melts your heart right there.
That was really good.
Proud dad moment. It's pretty good. It's me and Soph. In case you couldn't tell. Here's Pippin. Very lovely
I
painting.
love that.
I
You
would-
know what? We should frame that. That's too cute.
All right, I need to go further back in time.
She's very prolific, so you know it's hard to. We've got a lot of Soph's art on the walls. You guys know we have quite a bit of original artwork by artists that we love, including Soph.
I'm a little nervous. I have no idea what's in this, so
What?
hopefully. Oh. It's her secret, so maybe I should not look at it. Oh, she drew a little bug. Just like,
Wicked. She's got.
she drew a guinea pig.
Oh. She was pretty young.
There's a horse. I'm looking for like, oh, she drew Big Bun.
That's her favorite.
That's her stuffy.
Stuffed animal.
The self-portrait? I'm guessing yes. I'm looking for like that crazy, just says party.
No, it's Perry.
Oh, it's Perry from
Perry.
from the whatchamacallit, the show we
Yes.
used to watch all the time.
How cute is it?
There's Bob the bunny. I'm trying to find like a really
Oh,
come on. That's so good.
I'll find out what you're.
I'm thinking maybe this one where I literally am using the same proportions. Here, put those back. And just try to do a...
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. Show them this new game they invented, Realm Hopper.
Oh yeah, that was her and Scott Fisher's daughter, Sarah, created a game called Realm Hopper, and you basically you were jumping around from game to like world to world, but it was basically Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. It had little rules. Oh my God, Ange just found her SpongeBob, and it's better than mine. Phineas and Ferb, yes, that's definitely better than my SpongeBob. That's a really cute SpongeBob. I'm gonna try this giant-headed rabbit. I'm gonna see. So I'm gonna.
What's this dude? This guy's cool.
Let me see. Is he just a gibbery?
Old man Owlheimer.
Wow, he's good. Maybe I could try him. Let me see him. I like him. I
cool.
bet they'd like him.
I don't know.
This is old man Owlheimer. Did she draw it? Yeah, she did. I don't know why he's like that thing.
Here's a fairy.
I think old man Owlheimer is ousting the bunny. What do you guys think?
This one was so good.
Oh yeah, that is good. She was into this big cat thing for a while. We did a meet and greet with Pat Benatar. I don't know if this is another sort of story for the day. So being a kid of the 70s and the 80s, and Ange and I were very excited to not just see Pat Benatar in concert, but to pay the money to do a meet and greet. And last but not least, these hung in my studio actually for a while. This is from Labyrinth, because Sophia was so obsessed with Labyrinth. Wait for it, wait for it. This is the stuff that makes you weep. That is so beautiful. I want it on a t-shirt. That's when we did the Labyrinth play. That
Everyone's
was the poster
into
for
Alzheimer.
Alzheimer's it.
You guys are into old man
Alzheimer.
Alzheimer.
Alzheimer is doing it. She spelled Heimer wrong, but that's okay. So old man Alzheimer's got a big head. He's got a bow tie, very important. So so we go to do this. We pay the money for the meet and greet, which I don't think it was too crazy. But we were like, you know what? Let's forget it. We're doing it. We're gonna go see
It was
Pat.
like the top tier of ticket.
Yeah, it's like yeah. We were
$200. You got to go backstage. Had a meet and greet.
You got like a poster and
row tickets. And
it was like all the things. And I'm like, I'm gonna get my and it was at our local music theater. And, Pat Benatar, awesome. I mean, she still has the pipes. She can still sing all the songs you love. So we go, and I brought a newspaper clipping of me in high school in the 80s. And I had won a student art competition by doing a drawing of Pat Benatar. I'd copied some photograph of her. And so I brought that, and then I brought her a copy of the Spiderwick Field Guide to show her, to be like, look, I still draw, and I drew you when I was a kid, and I still love drawing. And she's like, oh, she knew what Spiderwick was, as I forgot. She has like a 20-something, probably now 30-something daughter. So her and her husband Neil kind of knew what Spiderwick. Oh, yeah, Spiderwick. And they're like, oh, that's so sweet. Then Soph hands her a drawing very similar to this of a tiger. And then I ceased to exist. Because her and her husband Neil, Pat Benatar and Neil, were just like, oh my God, this drawing of a tiger is so cool. They loved it. And then they talked to her, and it just filled my heart up. I really was.
They're like, this is so awesome. You need to keep drawing. You're such a talented artist. Like, they were so.
I was like, what about me, Pat Benatar? Pat Benatar, what about? No, you're done. You've had your time. You've done your thing.
You're done.
You're done. Oh, he needs a mustache. I think of that owl in The Secret of Nim had that weird mustache.
So you guys, feel free to draw your own version of Old Man Alzheimer, and then we could post them to the Drawn to Fantasy fan page, if you're feeling so inclined.
I feel like I should put a disclaimer about Old Man Alzheimer because he is smoking a pipe, and
Yeah, make the homework, Alzheimer. Why don't you guys, you know what's interesting about this? Old Man Alzheimer is anthropomorphized.
Yes, he is.
He's got a tiny top hat and a pipe.
He looks to be a snowy owl.
Yes, he is. I think this is definitely probably inspired by some Harry Potter owls.
Some head wig.
So yes, I think Susie Ashworth, if you're drawing, feel free to add a monocle.
Oh yeah, monocle seems pretty
Bubble pipe.
Bubble pipe, nice. Where were you when I was working on the new Kenny book? Because Kenny's father smokes a pipe. My dad smoked a pipe when I was a kid, which I think is probably where it came from. And so, I mean, he doesn't smoke a pipe anymore. My dad wouldn't smoke anything. He's very health conscious and has been for many decades. But, you know, I have these memories of photographs of my dad from when I was very young, and he's always got a pipe. So I drew Kenny's dad with a pipe and didn't even really think about it till we were kind of done with the book. Right, Ange? And you're like, he's smoking? And I'm like, well, he smoked in the first book. And you're like, okay. You kind of did that thing. But I watched 101 Dalmatians the other day, and it had that little disclaimer at the beginning that says people smoke and you shouldn't smoke. So I should add that disclaimer to Kenny.
Why is the mustache under the beak?
You know, I feel like owls have this thing that I haven't fleshed out yet. Sorry.
Yes, you guys feel free to make this your homework if you're into it. This could be a great assignment. And, you know, you don't have to, you can do Old Lady Owlheimer.
Oh, yeah, he needs, I need a Mrs.
Mrs. Owlheimer.
I've got to have someone to feed my owl pellets, or enjoy horking up owl pellets with and feed on mice. And then we blow bubbles with our bubble pipe. He's very much like the Lay's owl. Do you remember that? The Lay's potato chips when we were kids? He's kind of wise.
Yeah, the wise owl, or how maybe it licks to the center of the Tootsie Roll.
Oh, God, I love that owl. This is definitely a silk top hat. It has that. I feel like we need to do another Sophia classic.
I dig
Needs
it.
to happen.
Mutton chops, yes.
Oh, make the feathers mutton choppy. I like your thinking, whoever suggested that.
I need to know his character so I can write a theme song.
Oh my, is that Tom?
Yeah.
Well, old man Owlheimer, he wasn't a very good rhymer. I love bubble pipe. Such a great idea.
Mixed with Mr. Peanut. Yeah, he is a little
Mr. Peanut. Yeah, there's a little Mr. Peanut going.
Does he have mutton chops?
I mean, I kind of swooped the feathers down like a big mutton chop. Like, do you see that? It's got the kind of, it connects, and then here, we'll do it here. So it is kind of mutton choppy. Yes? Maybe? I don't know. I definitely think he does a lot of... I'm going to give him a real bow tie, Ange, because he would know how to tie a real bow tie.
He's slightly Wilford Brimley.
Oh.
Yes, I agree with that.
Anything old that I draw is...
old is like diabetes. Everything.
Everything that, when I draw it, I give him these giant, big, bushy eyebrows.
And it's instantly World of Brimley.
It gets real Brimley-ish, real quick.
How about that would be a funny little character named Brimley.
Brimley.
I like that.
Brimley Owlheimer. Brimley Owlheimer. Let's see. I kind of want to know where Soph is so she can see. We got to get her to sign on so she can see this.
I'll text her. Let me see.
Tell her to sign on to Dad's thing. Well, can she do it from her phone?
She does it on my computer.
Ah.
So she'll do it on my...
Oh, should he be saying something? I feel like he should be, like, he should have a wing out, like he's saying something. And furthermore... I'm gonna do the feather fingers that they do often in cartoons where he's
still alive and on Twitter, right?
Wilford Brimley, yes, he is.
Whimsical and wise. Can he make a cameo in the Kenny and the Dragon box set? She said she's doing homework. Oh, she went, I'm doing homework, but okay.
Did you tell her why?
No, I'll not surprise her.
Yes, I want to get it just right. There we go. Molly Porridge. Let's see. I'm gonna give him. Hold on. I'm just gonna play with his claws here. I'm gonna actually make him on a branch.
Did Soph make your bracelet? Not that one.
She gave it to me though.
Yeah.
And she has given me some, but I think I've...
Yeah, you usually wear them out.
I wear them till they... Yeah. Isn't that what you're supposed to do with a friendship bracelet?
Yeah.
You're supposed to wear it till it...
That bubble pipe gave me diabetes.
Too much bubbles. I know owls have kind of like a thing, like almost like a parrot, where the.
I feel like you're saying like Wilford Brimley was relatively young when he filled Cocoon. I think he was born and just like 75.
Yeah.
Like he was never a child. Wilford Brimley was never a baby.
Oh gosh, I want to see baby Brimley though.
I know he's not. He just came out and he was like
Diabetes. Quaker oats. It's the right thing, Mom. That's. I can't tell if the tie goes in front of the mutton chops or the mutton chops go in front of the tie. But
Steve Jankowitz, the answer to your question is no.
what did he ask?
Will you tell her you showed her diary to 10,000 strangers?
Yeah, it's only a couple thousand, Steve, but you know,
That's right.
who's counting?
Brimley was born old.
He
I'm
was-
Brimley, and I was born old.
Yeah, it is crazy. Like, who's the
I came out drinking prune juice, not milk.
Oh gosh.
Just all the things that old people do.
Oh right, yeah. I take a multivitamin. I love cod oil. It's good for my joints.
Cod liver oil.
Cod liver oil.
A tablespoon of cod liver oil for every baby.
Eleanor West says I could do one of my own childhood art pieces. Oh, that could be fun. I think I might have a few of those hanging around.
Sam Elliott, Tom Selleck, Wilford Brimley, 90% of the world's mustache mask. I mean, yes,
That's true.
but
Sam Elliott loses his special powers when he is mustacheless.
So does Burt Reynolds. I mean, not anymore.
Oh, he's in heaven with a mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Or he's like, this place is boring. Let's go down.
Morgan Freeman was born an adult as well.
Yes, he
I'm
was.
Morgan Freeman. And I'd like to play on the playground with you.
Oh my! Wait, what was it? Obviously, I think of the movie where he escaped, Shawshank Redemption. He was so good in that. But I also I can't do the voice, but he had that kind of.
Yes.
Yes, I'm Morgan Freeman.
Baby Brimley would be all eyebrows.
Baby Brimley would be amazing with hanging out with baby little toddler Freeman.
Your mom loves Sam Elliott, Kyle M. Thurn.
He's like the Marlboro Man, even though the Marlboro Man doesn't exist anymore. He's like a long forgotten cowboy. He's a really good actor too.
I'm trying to find young Wilford Brimley pictures, and they do not exist.
Scrub the internet. I don't want anyone to know. No baby Brimley. Not gonna happen. Maybe he's the time traveler that screwed everything up. Brimley is the one who's gone back in time and completely created this Biff world we're now living in.
Maybe he's like in the, was it The Year Without a Santa Claus, the little baby New Year? And he's like that, but with a mustache.
1903 was a really rough year, too. I remember the Spanish flu when that went through. We'll get through it and have your oatmeal. It's the right thing to do. All right.
That's actually a pretty good Morgan Freeman voice, T.
Wait, that was Wilford Brimley.
No, before that.
When I did the Morgan Freeman. I know, I can't think of, he always says.
He's got certain things that
he says. And I tried to do Alan.
In certain ways.
He does.
Oh, Alan Rickman?
Alan Rickman.
Aww.
By Lochner's Hammer.
That was pretty good.
You like that?
It's something we do impersonations.
I do them in my mind. I think they're amazing. Ange goes, or hey, not bad.
That was good.
Really?
What other ones do we have?
I used to try to do Bowie, but I can't do it anymore. Bowie. No, see, it's off. I can't do it. I don't know all the British, there's so many variations in the regional dialects. But little known fact, a very popular internet meme was created by us that you may not know about. It was, Andrew's going to find it.
I'm going to tell you guys what you can Google.
It was right after Alan Rickman passed away.
It was the morning.
The morning Alan Rickman passed away.
Woke up because you got to remember, when Alan Rickman passed away, and we got that news in the morning, it was not long after waking up to the news
that Bowie had passed away. And we were like, now you got to remember, man, again, kid of the 80s, growing up on you watch Die Hard. I remember seeing it in the theater. I'm like, this bad guy is so good.
Oh my gosh, it came right up.
Get out of here. It's.
Okay, so we had no idea.
I didn't even know how to make a meme.
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
You guys are hearing all about our antics. You kind of get the sense, I'm sure you guys get the sense of how Tony and I riff off of each other. So whenever this is how we write. This is how we
Do everything.
Our life is riffing off of one another. And so that morning,
I'm doing Alan Rickman voices, and you're like getting ready in the shower or something.
I was laying. We had just woken up. You went to brush your teeth in the bathroom, and then I could hear you just talking
Like
Alan Rickman.
Like Potter. Oh, we have I guess, what does he say? I guess celebrity isn't everything. It's cracked up to be. He always like slows it way down. Anyway,
So,
I'm doing really bad Alan Rickman impersonations to try to cheer you up.
yes.
And you
I'm
say,
sad because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, here we are, this deep, deep love of music, Bowie, Rickman, Harry Potter, like,
all the things.
All of the things.
And you say,
So you're doing your.
you say it. You say a thing. You say something funny that I riff off of, and then we're like, we need to make that a meme. And I've never, and I'm literally, because I'm old, I literally go on Google and go, how do I? Did you make the meme?
You came out, and then I show it to you because I added the end part, and you were like,
Oh, I said the first part.
Yes.
You said the next part, and you
Yes.
made the meme.
So
So
you can show
I'm in the shower going, oh, well, I'm going to a very exclusive David Bowie unplugged concert or something like that. And I get out of the shower, and Ange goes, look what I made. And this meme has been clearly fame isn't
it went away.
everything. This meme, like, it's everywhere.
Yeah,
It's everywhere. It went viral.
And people were sharing it, not knowing, like people that we knew were sharing it, not knowing.
That someone sent it to you going,
Yes.
have you seen this?
Yes.
It's hilarious.
And I was like, wait, what do you mean have I seen this?
We
I
came up
made
with-
it this morning in the meme generator.
Oh my God. Which I'm like, wait, how do you make a meme?
Yeah, because you said, I'm going to a very
Exclusive Bowie concert tonight.
And then I wrote, and you're not.
Yes. There you go. More
So
antics.
now you guys know
And look at that.
the behind the scenes of it.
The behind the scenes of the Alan Rickman of it all. We miss you, Alan Rickman. You entertained millions. And I hope you and your...
I was so proud of myself because I was like, I'm making a meme. And then I was like,
Oh.
anybody can make a meme.
I know. And I've since made memes.
Yes.
In fact, it has some of the pre-made memes already plugged in, which is how we did Eric Burkert.
That's right. Behind the memes.
You know what? There is a thing that which is pretty crazy. If you Google it, there is a thing that tells you how certain memes have come about. Like the Ermengarde girl, there's a whole story about how it came about and everything. There's all these famous memes you can actually read.
The best thing is, this one came up in somebody's blog that says, the best meme about Alan Rickman's death. Come on.
Wow. That's just, there you go.
That's what,
Making the world laugh.
that's right.
One meme at a time.
Old meme, Alzheimer.
Alzheimer.
Oh,
Did
God.
Soph sign on?
I don't know.
I don't know if she saw it.
me see.
Or she wasn't impressed.
No.
She was like, whatever. I mean, old man Alzheimer's done. Old man. Is it E-H-E-I?
Well, she
Or
spelled
H-
it H-I-M-E-R, and that I feel like
Or H-I-E?
right before you.
I'm old man Alzheimer. 428, right? 20.
David Howe.
And she signed it.
Hunter death hit you hard, it sounds like.
She signed it with a heart.
Aww.
And an exclamation point. There you go. Kid. Dad. I don't know why he's saying thanks for letting me sleep. I think she has a stuffy of him or something, doesn't she?
Yes.
think she has a stuffy.
Thanks for letting me sleep in your bed. She had these awesome names. All of her stuffies are named, and they have great names.
Yeah, they do.
She has a fox, a stuffed fox that she got when she was about 4 years old, and she named him Chicken Burglar. And I just thought that was like the best stuffy name.
Let me see if I can find.
She posted.
Is she on?
She said, "Aw, Pop," with hearts.
And that's it. She's like, I'm done now. Bye. Gotta go. I don't have a lot of my really young stuff here that I could redraw. I have. Oh, this will be fun. I do have this. Maybe we can make something out of this. All right. How long have I wanted
put
to?
After Soph on it.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, that's right. After.
That's good. Sorry. Avery suggested that. Thanks, Avery. And I'm telling you, when we go into schools and stuff and libraries, I talk to these kids and they have the best ideas. Like, I want to steal them all.
Yeah.
I can't because, you know,
Dinosaurs,
moral code.
Dinosaurs versus Aliens. Tom Hoffeller, draw something from middle school. Guess what, Tom Hoffeller? This is from middle school. This was a Boy Scout project. The prehistoric past of the dinosaurs on parchment, no less. I was the illustrator.
The illest?
Illest. I'm the illest.
Illustrator.
Illustrator. There is. Anyway, I made a book on dinosaurs when I was in Boy Scouts. So this would have been around middle school. And I probably copied.
Dang, look at that parchment.
I got parchment. I did watercolors. I had newspaper. You know it's old because all the dinosaurs are walking upright. Brontosaurus is going in the water. There you go. Brontosaurus is, first of all, Brontosaurus exists, which doesn't exist anymore, and he's in the water. Brachiosaurus also in the water. So it gives you an idea. But I was such a big dinosaur lover. There's Archaeopteryx. They did a whole book, Ange. One of many that I made way back when. A little Deinonychus, a.k.a. Velociraptor.
It looks like one of those little lizards in Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all very lizardy. But look, I mean, my mom helped me make the book cover. I think we used poster board. And, you know, we glued a fabric and everything. But there's a little blast from the past. Little book, a little homemade book as a kid.
That was some nice handwriting.
You like that? I think my mom had a calligraphy book that we were trying out.
Sweet.
One last blast from the past, and then we'll move on.
Brontosaurus exists again.
He's back. Here's some old D&D art. I think you guys asked about Earl Otis. There may be some Earl Otis. I think that's an Earl Otis copy from yours truly in middle school. Here's a dragon from middle school. Oops, there you go. Another dragon. I use these. We have a lot of my old art in storage down in Florida from grade school and high school and stuff. And but I brought this one up because I use it actually when I do the Kenny and the Dragon presentations with schools. How long I've been drawing dragons. Some more D&D. I'm not going to bore you with all of it. Here's the lizard man. But you know what I do like? I do like that this dragon. I mean, he's kind of cool. Both of these dragons are pretty cool. Maybe I could do something with
He's really happy.
Which? Oh yeah,
On the bottom, he's like frolicking.
Yeah, well, he's frolicking because he's just burning everything. Mm-hmm. Look at him. You know you're old when the paper you drew on when you're a kid looks like this.
Looks like it's hanging in a like.
Looks like 9,000 years old. All right, let's try that. We'll try him. Something I drew when I was a kid that I will try to attempt to draw now.
Did you do art for school, like yearbooks and stuff? Like yearbooks.
I didn't do stuff for yearbooks. I would occasionally, like in high school, I would occasionally contribute to things. You know, if I was asked, I would do stuff from time to time. Like I definitely remember doing a Just Say No to Drugs when that was a big campaign in the 80s. I remember doing posters for that. I worked on our homecoming float. I mean, I would occasionally do stuff. I would came more out of my shell as a junior and going into a senior where I became kind of more comfortable with who I was and the things I liked doing. All right, so I'm going to draw this dragon from, it's got to be elementary school, I'm guessing, or like very young middle school. For more on that, you should look at stuff I did in the 80s, which is all posted on my website. It was a month-long draw-a-thon I did, probably a few years back now, huh, Ange?
Yeah.
Where I just drew stuff that I did. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe 3.
Stuff I did way back when in the 80s that was mostly to show Sophia how things had changed, and kind of just became this kind of biography of funny little anecdotal stories and stuff and things like that. I like that he's got these kind of skinny upper arms with these kind of big froggy claws. It's very kind of almost like a, what's it called? Not an emblem, but like a family, like a crest. Yeah, it's very crest-like.
What else we got going on today, T?
I'm very just excited. I'm buzzy, there's a lot of good stuff going on, I'm happy and thankful to be working, and
Oh, I realized I never gave away that copy of The Magical Yet the other day.
Yeah, I wondered.
I totally spaced on that.
Unless someone won it and then tell us.
Did somebody? I think I got distracted by doing. That was the first day that we gave away the gift certificate.
Oh, was it?
Yes, to High Five Books, and so I got a little distracted. So today, in addition to a junk pot winner, I'll also choose a winner of a copy of The Magical Yet, and then you can direct message, and I'll know who to personalize it to. So it'll be
very cool. Yeah, this feels very much like a family crest, kind of.
How far back do you keep old sketchbooks, T?
I've got everything. I've got sketch
from a long line of treasure collectors.
AKA hoarding. No, I have my high school sketchbooks. That would have been the first time I actually would have kept a sketchbook, and they're not that interesting. There's glimmers of my, the things I do now. But there's a lot of just garbage in it too. But, professionally, I've got all my sketchbooks that I've kept, which is interesting because I've had requests for there's a lot of Magic the Gathering collectors who, we sold a lot of Magic the Gathering art off very early when these cards would have first come out, not knowing that that the market would be what it is now. We had no idea back in the 90s. That was
just another income stream. It would be like you did the art, you got paid for that, and then most artists were just taking the original art to Gen Con or whatever cons and selling the artwork.
Very few people would be like, hey, I'm going to spend $3,000 or $2,000 or whatever on your original painting. That was rare. Yeah, I mean, most of my paintings we probably sold for $1,000 or $2,000 at the most. So what's happened is now Magic the Gathering, of course, is very popular and highly collectible. I've heard stories of original paintings selling for 6 figures. As the generation that grew up on the game is now nostalgic for the game and has the pocketbooks to be able to afford that. So I have been hit up for like sketches. Do you have any of the sketches from certain things? And I have some loose sketches from Magic, like what I'm drawing for you now, but the majority of them are in these old sketchbooks. And so some of my more popular cards, I've had requests for the sketch, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't sell it because it's in a sketchbook, and I'm not going to cut the sketchbook up. Mike Kaluta actually tells a story. Mike Kaluta being a very well-known comic book artist from the 1970s and 80s, and a very lovely human being who was very generous with his time and friendly when we first moved to New York, Ange. I'm sure you remember. Was a huge fan of Frank Frazetta, and he tells the story of going to visit Frank Frazetta's studio very young with another artist. I want to say maybe it was Bernie Wrightson, who he was very close with. He was part of a whole gaggle of incredibly talented artists in the 70s. And he spending the night with Bernie Wrightson at Frank Frazetta's house, and looking at just endless stacks of sketchbooks at Frazetta's house that were just mind blowing. He said the artwork was just beyond anything he'd even seen published. And I asked him, I'm like, wow, I wonder what became of those sketchbooks after Frazetta passed away. And he said, oh, I've seen them. And I said, really? And I said, the where are they? He goes, well, they've been totally fragmented. All the pages have been ripped out and sold off individually. And you go on eBay and search for a Frank Frazetta sketch, and you'll see these little torn out, they almost look like moleskin sketches. So it's kind of heartbreaking to see that all that work, when you take it out of context, and it loses so much, because there is a stream of consciousness, a stream of thought that happens in a sketchbook, where when you look at it and you turn the pages, you're like, oh, look, the artist was thinking about this, but they were also thinking about this. Go figure,
Absolutely.
And it's sad to think that that's all been, at least for someone like Frazetta, has all been kind of, taken away or won't exist any longer. Trying to do is kind of that. I'm going to try that. So I'm mentally doing this.
Hey T, when we're done, can you post up the Soph's picture of
with mine
Alzheimer to the fan page
so people can redraw them?
Yes,
Yep,
exactly.
Will do.
And you want Tony's too, you said? Yeah, can you post both of the original Soph and your dragon? Oh, so your kid dragon.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sure. We'll make sure we post that.
Yeah, no problem. We might run.
He does look like a happy dog.
He is. He's happy. He's kind of how I feel right now.
He kind of reminds me of Figment.
Oh.
Remember?
I mean, yeah. I mean, Figment from
Epcot?
Epcot.
Yes.
Well, he's very different than Graham. I want to.
Puppy.
Yeah, but he looks happy there. I mean, look how happy he is.
I agree. I said that he was happy to begin with. You said he was burning everything down.
He loves burning.
He's cheerful.
He's a cheerful
He looks
pyromaniac.
like a puppy. He's like a dragon pup.
It's a cheerful pyromaniac dragon.
What are baby dragons called?
Dragonettes.
Ah, yes, thank you.
I do like how tattered his wings are. Even back then. Even then, I was all into the
Man, he is the illest.
illustrator there ever was.
Well, how about if you got that on a business card now?
Oh my gosh.
Be like, illustrator at large.
Well, really, the thing I would want would be when the New York City's only wizard sent me an email. Do you remember that, Ange?
That was amazing.
It requires some cursing, but I feel like it's such an amazing story. No, I'm just saying no.
We can't.
We have kids. Yes, it is a really amazing moniker though that he gave me, that I will save for a later date.
But it was a guy who wrote a fan letter.
He wrote a fan letter and he said, "I'm New York City's only living wizard," and he's just letting me know how much he loved my work, and it was one of the best compliments I've ever received.
Yeah.
It really was.
Do you ever struggle with drive or discipline in your work? Joanne Lone asks.
Drive? No, not at all. I'm constantly going. Discipline? Sure, I can get sidetracked. I have the obsessive personality that wants to become a better artist by collecting all the books on art and drawing obsessively is also the obsessive person that will obsess about other things. So I do have a somewhat obsessive personality. Would you say, Ange? Like, okay, I'll give you an example. This is part of my recovery was admitting I had a problem, and boy, did I have a problem. Okay, growing up this is the running theme of today. Growing up in the 70s, and being a fan of Star Wars, I loved the Star Wars movies, and of course I loved the little Star Wars action figures that came out by Kenner. What?
Sorry, Emily C. Martin. The illest may not be very good optics in this day and age. True dat.
That is true. Yeah, I'm the illest. And I'm just kind of like got a respirator and
that's
just
right.
being like cool. Yeah. Anyway, I mean that I didn't have every single toy, but I sure did love and played with them until they fell apart, right? So when the Star Wars toys came back out again in the late 1990s, I think me and every other 40-year-old who was just a huge fan of Star Wars started collecting them thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get all the toys that I never got when I was a kid. And that's the thing. When we were kids, they released one Luke Skywalker, one Han Solo. And, I think the whole collection all told was 200 and something figures. After 3 or 4 years of this, now, by the way, also at that point, any of
200 if you don't need 2 of each.
Right, and that's the other thing. You start to realize that all the toys that were in packages were worth so much more money than the loose ones. So that is also when that kind of buying of like, I need to have one in package and one loose. And so you can fill in the blanks. It's basically yada, yada, yada. I've got 9 zillion Star Wars action figures, and they're crammed in every closet and drawer of our tiny New York apartment and in a storage unit in Florida, because after a while I just couldn't even fit them in the apartment any longer. So I would mail them down to my brother, and he'd put them in the unit I had that was holding all my old artwork. I finally... Ange sat me down and said, listen, you're buying so much of this stuff. I don't think you realize. And I didn't, because I was just buying it and just putting it away. I wasn't even like enjoying it any longer. I was so obsessed with owning every single one. Got to catch them all. So I sold my entire carded collection really early, like comparatively to to what someone might do now. And I donated the rest of my toys to a friend whose son was really into Star Wars. And then the rest we gave to the Marine Corps when they do Toys for Tots. And I now have no Star Wars except the original 12. That's all I have. That's what our bank account did. That's what the bank account did with each purchase.
When you also realize we were living in New York City, we had no room for anything. I mean, everything is just packed. We had 2 closets, one in the bedroom for clothes, and one in off the living room kitchen area. We had gotten married, and then
and Ange's loyalty to me was very tested.
And every gift, we didn't even have room for the gifts that people sent us. We started getting gifts from the registry, and then I was like, oh my gosh, someone sent us this amazing, set of China, and then I opened it and it was just filled with Star Wars toys, and I was like, that's
Darth Vader when his helmet comes off. They've never even made that figure before. And the irony is, of course, I could afford any of that now if I wanted to, but I don't know. I'm just not into it. I will occasionally binge on stuff. Like I bought a bunch.
By the way, I would also say, on top of it, paying for a storage unit because you were shipping them down to Florida.
Yeah.
For the storage unit.
Well, let's be completely. The storage unit also had a lot of my stuff from high school, but and grade school. All my art was in there from college, but that took up a fraction of the space compared to what the Star Wars toys were taking up.
Yes.
Anyway, so there you go. That's a long-winded way of saying I don't have a problem because I can obsess over things and become very dedicated to certain things, and drawing and becoming a better artist and becoming a better writer has always been one of them.
Some couples are tested by pandemics, others by Star Wars toys. Well said.
Yes.
Blair Wheeler.
Oh my gosh, no kidding.
No, but you responded well to. I mean, we sat down and listen. I supported you every Wednesday when you would go to Toys R Us when they got their orders in, and you knew the names of all the stock boys who would hook you up.
Yeah.
And then what happened is you got into a Star Wars. It gets deeper, guys. He got into a Star Wars collector.
Like a group of people.
And then those people
were sending me
him to buy.
Because New York, we were getting the toys before the rest of the country.
Yeah, so everybody was like, oh, so if you're getting them first, buy me 2. And then somebody else would be like, buy me 2. And then all of a sudden I know, I'm like, wait, his entire day is now packing and shipping up Star Wars toys.
To be shipped across the country.
And I came home one day and you're in front of the computer and I just see there's like the Star Wars collector forum up. And I was like, what did you do today, honey? And you're like,
I worked. Yes. Mm-hmm. We can laugh about it now. We laughed about it then. It was a little painful, but it was. I definitely realized it, and it. That's the thing when you have a superpower, I guess, or part of your personality that becomes tied with your superpower. There is a flip side to it, and that was my first step was admitting. That's right. Listen, there's still a lot of toys in this studio. I'm sure there's some people that walk in here and go, "Whoa, dude, you got a lot of toys," but.
4:06, just letting you know.
And I think he's done. No, I think he's just about done. So
is this Graham's cousin? I feel like he needs a cracker name too.
He does, like Nabisco.
What are some other good crackers? Weetabix.
Oh my gosh, Weetabix the dragon. All right, so here he is. Oh, I got to draw the smoke. The smoke actually goes all the way around.
What about the little guy guarding his house?
Oh my God, you guys. Well, that is, first of all, clearly that's an afterthought. But I would say I'm going to put him more in the distance now. And I feel like the house should be kind of like a...
Ritz.
This should be like a Smurfy kind of mushroom.
Triscuit, Keebler.
Doing like a Smurf village, like a little fantasy land of houses. And
So said Tortilla.
Oh my God, Tortilla the dragon. Soph, what do you think?
Yeah, what do you think, so? Cheddar, like mini cheddars. Chicken and a biscuit.
What? No, what's the cheese? He's Cheez-It. You guys love Cheez-Its. He's a Cheez-It. Anyway, I think he's done. And he is happy.
Cheese him.
There it is, Ange. Draw by request. Completed.
Lunchable. Lime Tostito.
Oh, toast.
Tostito.
Tostito. But it's
Tostito.
It's not Tostito, it's Toast-Ito.
Yes, so for the win.
Toast-Ito. See how I spelled it?
Yes.
Toast-Ito.
I'm picking multiple winners today. I'm feeling very generous.
Are you now?
I am.
All right, so
Let me
pick
get my pencil here.
pick some winners. Pick a couple winners. We'll put some sketches. We got Soap stuff. I've got we'll post the rough drawings. We have Sophia art we're going to throw in. I've been putting them in the other packages. I still have my my Jackson Pollock painting. That's going to go to someone's, but maybe I'll cut it in half so it'll fit in the 2 envelopes. So it's going to be it'll be a boon today, Ange.
Wow.
A boon.
Right. Good. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let me refer back to my list of previous winners.
So we're going to have 2 winners today is what you're saying? Or we could... Here's the thing. Let's do this. Do 1 winner, and I'll tell you why. Ooh. Because over the next few days, I'm going to be working on the box set for Kenny, and it's kind of like doing the painting where there's not a lot of...
as much.
Yeah, so if we spread this out...
I'm picking 2 winners, because one of the winners is going to win the junk pot,
and then
one's going to win a copy of the Magical Yet.
I like it.
Sound good?
If they're all cool with it...
And we have to post the Otis.
I'll post all this stuff. I'll scan it and post it. Oh, the Otis!
Post all the things.
I'll post all of them. I'll scan it all.
One post. How's that
Yeah,
sound?
we'll scan it all.
Will that help out? All right, let's see here.
And just looking...
Wow, I can't believe I haven't picked this person yet.
Me?
No, not you. Oh, well, okay.
Got easy all of a sudden?
Okay.
Today's winner?
Is going to be very excited. Uh-oh. Okay, there's my comments. Boom.
Okay, ready?
Okay,
here's the winner. This is junk pot winner or book winner?
Do I have to put the music on?
It's
Do we
totally
have
up
to make it official?
if you want to.
Okay, all right. Oh, it stopped. Whatever. Oh, I don't know what that was. Okay, you guys, I need a
Drum roll.
drum roll, please. Today's Junk Pot winner of some cool stuff coming your way is James Modling.
James Modling. James M.
Congrats, James. You're
James
the winner of our junk
Modling.
today.
Don't know how to spell his last name. James M-O-D-G.
Yes.
Just the way it sounds.
Yes.
M-O-D-G-L-I-N-G.
Yes.
James, make sure you send me your mailing address. And
Moduling.
oh, okay.
Sorry.
I'll fix it on the other. I'll fix it on the other thing, James,
No,
before
I
it's a
didn't know
sketch.
you were writing it on. Okay, but that's okay. We'll fix it, James. M-O-D-G-L-I-N-G.
Oh, I spelled it.
Moduling.
Yes, I got that. I got it right. I got it right. All right.
Yes. Woohoo!
All right, James Modling, you win some
Okay,
junk
we
pot.
got
I'll put
you.
together a junk pot for you of fun junk.
Oh,
And
thanks for the drum roll, guys.
and who is winning the book?
The book winner is...
The copy of, here, hold on.
Okay, here's the thing I'm going to ask you now. Be honest. Raise your hand if you're a teacher. I'm going to give you a little shout out here.
You want to do this for teachers?
I'm going to do this for teachers.
You should do it for teachers. They're all hanging
Do
in
it
there.
for teachers. I know there's some teachers on here.
It won't be this copy. This one's a little beat up.
This
It's
one's
been loved.
dinged up. This is my studio copy. It's
Yes.
very ding-dinged. But we are going to be getting a brand new shiny copy of the Magical Yet. There it is. So excited for you, James Modling.
James Modling, woohoo! Yeah, James.
I know. I don't want to drag this out too much. So if you are a teacher, go ahead, raise your hand if you're sure.
You feel confident, secure. If
Yes.
not, we can always do it tomorrow, Ange.
Yes, that's true. We can always do it tomorrow. They're here.
All right, so when you sign in tomorrow, maybe say you're a teacher? Or do we have some teachers saying, Tom teaches saxophone? Tom, you got some swag. There you go. Dorothy Allen Tarver is a teacher.
Dorothy hasn't won yet. Oh.
Yeah, she
well,
has.
She did. She won yesterday.
She won
my
yesterday.
goodness.
Your stuff already went out. Librarians, too, absolutely, Deborah.
Kindergarten teacher here.
We have Deb.
Carolina, did I give you... have you won before?
No.
You have not. You are the winner of an autographed copy of The Magical Yet.
So write her name down. Who's her name?
Carolina Sabula.
Carolina Sabula, please send me your mailing address. We'll send you a copy of Magical Yet. I see there's a lot of librarians, Ange. I don't know how crazy you're feeling, but maybe we send a little love to a librarian as well, because they're also the fabric that's holding our towns and society together as well.
Oh, did I miss... Where? I missed...
There's definitely some librarians' names I saw pop up.
Uh-oh. Where?
You want to do a librarian tomorrow?
Yeah,
We'll do a lot. All right, librarians, if you're listening,
Librarians, shout out tomorrow. Join
Tomorrow.
us tomorrow. You know, I'm going to give away another copy of The Magical Yet.
we're going to give another copy tomorrow.
Give yourself some props. Thank you, guys. Thank you for, being here, hanging with us,
Doing some drawing.
drawing with us.
Doing some live drawings. If you join me late, I will show you the piece. It is finished. I got to scan it in. So there it is. Big old giant piece. The center will be cut out. It'll be used for something from the marketing department. Anyway, thanks to everybody who tuned in while we did that. Tomorrow, we start the box set, right, Ange?
Yeah. Listen,
Oh, my hand's in the way.
What?
Because I'm old.
We're like your parents. We're like, is this thing on?
How do I do it with the
Can
button?
you see me?
You guys are awesome.
Wait.
Look, I'm bad.
Come on, T.
Yeah?
There. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh.
Hey, guys, it's us. It's our faces in your faces.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in day after
Thank
day.
you guys so much.
We're here for you. We enjoy and love drawing for you and taking your questions and telling old stories. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe. Stay healthy and warm.
Stay sane.
Warm. Stay warm.
Hang in there.
Stay sane. We're not.
You guys, thanks for joining us on
Drawn to
Fantasy. Escape from reality.
You know, Eric Burkert wrote lyrics.
He did.
Don't turn the phone.
I
Doesn't
know.
like when
Sorry.
you turn the phone.
Bye, guys.
All right,
We'll see you.
guys.
Hit the finish button.